Okay, so I think last class we started this administration module, and we discussed how to set up Salesforce Developer Edition account, and we discussed how to like what is the Salesforce architecture, and today class we can start the Salesforce navigation part. Like just I will show you how to operate that application, okay, and then we can start the discussion on personal settings, okay. So before that, please do let me know if anybody has any questions, any doubts.
Abhilash, I have one question for you.
Yeah.
So, Abhilash, yesterday you gave the example of bank, right, for MVP model,
Yes.
and you told me that there are different components in Salesforce, like objects and field. So, my question is here that if we have multiple banks, so what will be the object? Bank will be the object, or customer will be the object for bank?
No, no, bank should be a application. Okay. And the customer is an object. Okay.
Okay,
Even
okay,
if you have a multiple, right, multiple banks, but we cannot
mhm,
use a single application for multiple banks, right?
okay.
We have to use
So,
multiple applications.
okay, so in this case, bank is the end user, right, for the application.
Yes, it's application. Okay.
Okay,
And
all
in
right.
under that application, we can create multiple objects. Customer is one object. Okay.
Okay.
And
Mm-hmm.
we can use some other, like, for example, employees is one object.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
And we can use, for example, addresses is one object. Like if we can use objects under one application.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Blush.
Any other questions, anyone? I hope all of you already have set up your own developer edition accounts. Okay, so now I'm going to log in into my a new developer edition account. For that, we can use a URL is login.salesforce.com. Okay, and then enter the username and password. So this is my developer edition account. Okay, so here first I will explain you some navigation part. What is this application? What we have? See here in this application, majorly we have three sections, means three areas. The first one is header part. This is the header part, and second one is sidebar. This is the sidebar, and the next one is view. This is the view. Header, sidebar, and view. These are the three major areas in this application. Okay, so first one is header. So in this header, the left corner we have Salesforce logo. This is a Salesforce company logo, and beside that there is a one more logo. This is a version logo. This is a version logo. Actually, Salesforce releasing three versions per year. Three versions: winter, spring, and summer. So currently we are using winter 18 version. This is the logo of winter 18. Sorry, spring 18. Like that, for every version, this logo will change and this number will also change. So this is a current version logo. And the next one is search. This is called it as global search. This is called it as global search. By using this global search, we can search the data within this developer edition account. Within this developer edition account, we can search the user information, we can search the record information, we can search the documents information. All these things we can search by using this global search. We can search the data from this developer edition account only. For example, you also have your own developer edition account. I cannot search the data from your developer edition account. I can only search the data from my developer edition account only. Each edition is working like one organization. For example, yesterday I created one new developer edition account, right? This is like a one organization. Under this organization, I can create multiple users. For example, one of the client wants to build their own application, for example, bank. For example, take ICICI Bank. They want one application in Salesforce. Then what we can do means we can buy one unlimited edition or enterprise edition for them. And their employees wants to log in into Salesforce to do some operations. ICICI Bank employees. Then we have to create a user for each employee. For example, there are 100 employees. Then we have to create 100 users in this edition. Okay, as of now, I'm a system administrator because I created this developer edition account. By default, I become a system administrator. I'm also one of the user. As of now, we have only one user, that is system administrator user. I am the system administrator. As a system administrator, I can create multiple users. I can create multiple users that we can discuss in later sessions under the system administration part. User administration that I will explain you in later sessions. Okay, so here by using this global search, we can search the data within this developer edition account. Okay, and the next one is switch to lightning experience. Yesterday when I create this new developer edition account, by default it was logged in into lightning environment, and then we switch back to classic one. Now from here, if you want to switch back to lightning environment, then you can click on this switch to lightning experience. Okay, and the next one is logged in username. Who logged in into their user account, that username will display here. Okay, and it's a drop down. Here we have multiple options like my profile, my settings, developer console, switch to lightning experience, and log out. So my profile and my settings we can discuss today only. Today we can start the discussion on those things. Okay, and developer console is a development platform. If you want to write a code or execute the code or test the code, for that we can use the developer console. We can discuss in our development module. Okay, these are the options available in this drop down. And the next one is setup. What is the use of this setup means whenever if you want to see the sidebar, this sidebar, we have to click on this setup. For example, see when I click on home tab, now sidebar is not there, right? In this screen there is no sidebar. Now if I want to see the sidebar, click on setup. You can see the sidebar. Okay, so whenever if you want to see the sidebar, we can click on this setup. Okay, and the next one is help. So if you click on this help, it will open Salesforce Success Community help and training window. Okay, see, it's very important for at learning stage. Okay, while learning a Salesforce, it's a very important part. So help application. Okay, so we can find a lot of things in this help application, help and training window. Okay, so if you want to find any documents about the Salesforce, okay, if you want to know about any concept, you can search that concept here. You will get the information about that concept here. And also if you want to post any questions, or if you want to post any ideas, or if you want to see all the existing questions and answers from the different developers, and you can also join the development community. Okay, so many things available in this help and training window. It's very important for new learners. Okay, and also there are a lot of documents available. You can download and you can learn those documents also. Many things are there. Okay, so this is a help application, and the next one is application section. This is called it as application section. It's a drop down, and here it is showing multiple applications. sales, service, marketing, app launcher, community, site.com, all our applications. These are all the predefined and standard applications created by Salesforce. For example, see sales. Sales means sales cloud application. Service means service cloud application. And marketing means marketing cloud applications. These are the three major applications available in Salesforce. And remaining all are also applications, app launcher, community, site.com, all are the predefined applications created by Salesforce. As I explained yesterday, one example, right, banking application. If you are going to build one banking application, first we have to create one application. Like we can create one application with bank name like ICICI Bank. Okay, here we can create one ICICI Bank application. When the user click on that application, it will display all the list of related tabs of that application. For example, see, if I select sales, it is showing all the list of related tabs of the sales application. This is called as tab section. This is called as tab section. These are all tabs. Same, if I select a service application, then it will display all the list of tabs related to service cloud application. Like that, this is called it as application section. We can also create our own custom applications. We can create only 10 applications in this developer edition account. That is a limit. We can't create more than 10. But generally, in our projects, we can create only 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, like that only. Okay? And this is called as tab section. Right now, we have only standard tabs. All are standard or predefined tabs created by Salesforce. But we can also create our own custom tabs and we can add them into this tab section that we can discuss in our later sessions. Okay, so this is a header part. Okay, and these are the things we have in our header area. Now, sidebar. Now, there is no sidebar in the screen. Now, if you want to see the sidebar, click on setup. So this setup option only for administrators and developers, not for end users. This is only for system administrators and developers, not for end users. We will not give this setup option to end user. We will hide this option when we are deploying into the production. We will hide this setup option to end user. So what is the use of this setup sidebar here means? As a system administrator, if I want to create a new user or if I want to maintain the user security, application security, data security, email administration, mobile administration, or if I want to maintain the company profile and if I want to maintain the security controls or if I want to maintain the domain management, for all these things I can use this section, administrator section. This is for administrators. And next one is build. What is the use of this build section means? If you want to create a new component like a new object, new field, new tab, or if you want to write any program, new Apex class, new Visual Force page, new Apex trigger, for all these things we can use this build section, or we can also customize existing components. If you want to create a field in an existing object, okay, for that also we can use this build. I'm just giving a brief introduction about all these sections, but later classes we can see one by one. Okay, so this build for developers and administrators also can use this build. We can write the programs also if you go to develop, and we can see all these options, Apex classes, Apex triggers, Apex test execution, Visual Force components, custom permissions, lot of things are available here. Okay, these things no need for end users, right? They don't want to do all these things. That's why we will hide this total sidebar for end users. Okay, and the next one is deploy. Okay, what is deploy? If you want to move the components from one environment into another environment, sandbox to production, for that we can use a deployment. But in our developer edition account, there is no deployment. We can't deploy the components into production. But why they are giving this section means for only learning purpose only. We can't do deploy. Only here we have deployment settings and deployment status only. There is no deployment option. It's available only in license editions. But we can discuss. We can also discuss about the deployment process. I will show you my sandbox at the time of explaining the concept. I will log in into my sandbox and I will show you that deployment options, how to deploy the components from one sandbox to another sandbox. Okay. And the next one is monitor. If you want to monitor any current running process, for that we can use a monitor. For example, just a small example, I have scheduled one report. I created one report and I scheduled to run that report every day at morning 8 a.m. Every day I want to run automatically. So if you want to check the status of that report, it is running or not, when it was last run, when it will next run. So if you want to see the status of that, we can use this monitor. Okay, so for all these things, we can use this monitor. We will see there is a separate concept to discuss about these monitor concepts. Okay, so these are the things we have in our sidebar. Okay, and the next one is view. This is view. Okay, so when I log in into this application, initially it will display this view. Here we can see the quick links. If you want to quickly create any component or an application, we can use these quick links. Or if you recently created any record, or if you recently updated any record, that items will display here. Recent items also will display here. Now also if you click on any tab or if you click on any option in the sidebar, that the result will display in this view. See, if you click on accounts, it is showing the account home page here. The same if you click on go to setup, and if you click on any option, the sidebar, that result will display in this view. So these are the three major areas we have in Salesforce: header, sidebar, and view. This is just a small navigation part, and now we can start the discussion on how to manage the personal settings. This is not an important concept for administrators and developers. This is an important concept for end users. As an end user, how can I manage my personal settings? Right? Not only here, if you take any say social media application like Gmail or Facebook and anything, everywhere we have personal settings. Even Gmail, there is a settings option. You can go to the settings and you can manage the settings for your Gmail. Same as if you go to Facebook and there is a settings option, you can go to the settings and you can manage your Facebook account. Right? The same way here also there is an option called personal settings. As a user, I can also manage my account. Generally, all the permissions, application permissions, user permissions, data permissions, all these things are maintained by the administrator. But as a user, I can also manage my account by using personal settings. How can I manage my account means the navigation is go to this logged in username and click on this drop down. Okay, and here my settings. Before that, we can see about this my profile. What is my profile? Okay, so my profile is like a charter application. Okay, charter application. See, when I click on this my profile, it is showing a charter window here. Like here, if you want to post anything, or if you want to ask any question, or if you want to post any document or image, you can post here. And while posting, we have to specify the user to whom we are going to post this. I don't want to display this post to everyone. I am going to post this for a specific user. Then put @ and type that username here. Then this post will be visible to only that user. Same way, in I think Facebook also this option is there. We can put @ and we can link that users in the post. And if any others posted any information, we can also see that post here. This is like a charter, okay, and we can collaborate the information. We can communicate with others. Okay, now go to my settings. Click on the my settings. This is the my settings page, and there are so many settings are there. Personal settings, display layout, email, charter, calendar and reminders, desktops, like that. But we can discuss about the important settings one. No need to discuss about all these things. So not important. Okay. So before going to start this concept, please do let me know if anybody has any questions or any doubts.
No, Abhilash, I'm good.
Okay, fine. I think all of you are okay with that. Now, so under this my settings, the first one is personal settings. Okay, and expand this section, personal settings section. Click on here. It's expanded, and now here we have multiple options. Okay, so here also we can discuss about only the important things, not to discuss about all these things here. Okay, so click on personal information. Here, as a user, I can manage my personal data here. If you want to change a first name or last name or email or nickname, and as well as here I can maintain my address information and company information. These are the general things. Okay, and the next one is change my password. If you want to change your Salesforce account password, you can change the password from here. Okay, and the next one is language and time zone. What is the language time zone? So here you can set up your current time zone and language. For example, my time zone is Indian Standard Time. Okay, and the local is English India, and language is English, and email encoding is general US and Western Europe. Then save the changes. Okay, your settings have been successfully saved. Okay, and the next one is grant account login access. It's a very important one. So what is this grant account login access? Account login access means we have to give our account login access to others. So why we have to give our account login access to others? Right? So here we have two options. One is your company's administrator, and another one is Salesforce.com support. So why we have to give our account access to system administrator or Salesforce.com support team? For example, I'm a system administrator. You are all the sales people, sales team users. Okay, everyone you have account in my developer edition account. Just assume like that. You are all the users in my developer edition account, and I'm system administrator. For example, you logged in into your system, means you are logged in into your Salesforce account using your credentials, your username and password. Once you log in, you are unable to perform some operation, or you are unable to see one application, and you are unable to see one tab. Something is not working for you. Then what you have to do? You have to raise a request into system administrator, right? You have to raise, means you have to raise one case, or you have to send one email to system administrator like this functionality is not working for me. Then I will receive the request because I am a system administrator. So I received one request from you, like you are facing some issue. Then what I have to do? I have to verify the permissions of that tab or permissions of that application in your profile. Every user associated with one profile. For example, you are sales representative. So there is a one profile called sales representative, and all the permissions, whatever the permissions are required for sales representative, we have to enable all the permissions in that profile. There is a very big concept, profile concept, and very important concept we will discuss under the user administration part in maybe after 2 sessions. So every user associated with one profile. For sales representatives, we can use one profile. Sales managers, we can use one profile. For finance users, we can use one profile. Like that, for every user, we can use one profile. In that profile, we have to enable all the application permissions, object permissions, tab permissions, field permissions, and all. Which tabs you want to enable for sales users, like that. So once I receive the request from you, first I will verify your profile. Is there any permissions are disabled? What is the causing issue for that particular issue? So first I will verify your profile. Your profile looks good. There is no any issues in your profile with all the permissions perfectly enabled, but still you are facing issue. Okay. Then what I have to do means I want to log in into your account. I want to log in into your user account, and then I have to verify why you are facing that issue. If I want to log in into your user account, then what I need your username and password, right? If I have your credentials, then I can log in. But sharing credentials is very confidential in Salesforce. It's a prohibited thing in Salesforce. We cannot share our credentials to anyone, even to system administrator also. We cannot share our password. Username is not a confidential. It's visible to everyone, username. But password is a very confidential one in Salesforce. We can't share our password to even our system administrator also. Then how system administrator can log in into my user account without password, right? For that, the Salesforce introduced this grant account login access option here. If you want to give your account access to system administrator, here you have to select an days access duration for company administrator, like 1 day or 3 days, 1 week or 1 month or 1 year, based on the issue severity. If I select 1 day, then the 1 day system administrators can log in into my account without password. Without password, only system administrator. How it's possible means in Salesforce, if you want to see all the list of users in your application, as a system administrator, I want to see all the list of users in this developer edition account. Then the navigation is click on setup, then go to administrator, manage users and users. Here you can see all the users. As of now, this is my user account, Abhilash. I'm a system administrator, see, system administrator profile. And remaining users created by default along with this developer edition account, Charter Expert, CPQ integration, and user integration, user security. These are not users, but by default created along with this developer. Okay. Now, if you enable 1 day access to system administrator beside your username, okay, beside your username, it will display login option here. Right now it is showing edit, right? The same way, it will display login option also beside your username. So if I, as a system administrator, if I click on that login, it will automatically log in into your account without asking any password. It will automatically log in into your user account. No need any password. Then I can verify the issue and I can fix the issue based on your issue. But only one day, after one day, that access will denied automatically. That login option will remove from this your name before your name. So like that, we can give our account access to system administrators. Okay, but there is another option is Salesforce.com support. Means support team from Salesforce company. Salesforce providing support to all the licensed users, 24/7 support. But why we have to give our account access to Salesforce support team? Because right now we are using Salesforce predefined application. This is Salesforce application, right? They have designed this application. They have created all these components, applications, tabs, and all these things, right? So here, if you are facing any standard functionality issue, we can't resolve that because that is standard functionality implemented by Salesforce. So we have to contact them. We have to call them, or we have to raise one case to Salesforce support team. Once we raise a case to Salesforce support team, first they will explain you how to resolve that. But if you are unable to fix that, then they will ask your account access to log in and they will fix. So how we can give our account access to Salesforce support team in the same way. Here we have to select how many days we want to enable the access for them. If we select one day, and they can directly log in into our account using our organization ID. Every organization has one unique ID. Means every company, means this is one edition we are using for ICICI. So for this edition, there is a one unique ID. Where we can see that unique ID means if you go to administrator section and go to company profile and company information, here we can see the Salesforce.com organization ID. This is a unique ID. When we are raising a case, we must have to mention this ID in the case. So using this ID, they will identify our edition and they will log in into our account. Okay, so this is the use of grant account login access to system administrator or Salesforce.com support. Okay, any questions up to here?
No, Abhilash.
Okay, fine. I think we can stop the class now, and tomorrow we can discuss about my groups and how to reset the security token and remaining options under the personal settings. And also, if possible, we can start the discussion on company profile, how to manage a company profile also in Salesforce. You can start them. So meanwhile, please, all of you try to set up your own developer edition account. Just see the navigations here. These navigations are very important one. Even if you have a license edition, the navigation is almost same. Nothing, there is no change on this navigations. So the navigations are very important. And just look at these personal settings also. On tomorrow class, we can continue these personal settings and we can try to complete all the personal settings in tomorrow class. Okay.
Okay,
And
thank you.
I hope all of you received that Google Drive folder access. If anyone is not yet received, please send your Gmail address to my email so that I will give the folder access. Okay.
Abhilash, I didn't receive any link from you, Google Drive link.
But did you send an email? Yesterday I told to everyone, please send your Gmail so that I will give you the folder access.
Okay, we'll send.
Who need that folder access? Okay.
Yeah, Abhilash, Deepak here. I also did not receive any access, so I think I pinged you my email address.
Your name, Naveen?
No, Deepak.
Deepak. Okay, Deepak. I will give you the folder access.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, thanks all of you, sir. We will meet on tomorrow's session at the same time. Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Josh. Yep. Thank you.
Bye.
All right.